to Nightlife 24/7.
Are you ready to talk about sex?
No, let's talk about relationships.
Or is it time to talk about dating taboos?
It's on your mind.
So let's talk about it
On Nightlife 24/7.
All right, welcome back, and thank God it's Friday. This week is over. I can actually get ready to chill this weekend. Probably going to throw some food on the grill. I know it's already fall weather, but you know what? Hell, I'll grill out in the rain and when it comes down to it. I love it just that much. This is Nightlife 24/7. I'm your boy Mac, my girl Sweets.
Jonesin.
All right, so we're going to continue our topic on bisexuality. And as I said the last time, I wanted to get a little bit more in depth. So, Sweet says she believes it's trendy. I differ a little bit on that fact because back in the days, Greeks, Romans, Aristotle, men did a lot of the roles and plays as women.
But why? But why did they do those roles?
Because it was considered that the man was the dominant and women weren't smart enough.
Well, not even that. Women were not allowed to have jobs. Women
Right.
were not allowed to be placed in front of other men. They were not allowed to dress a certain way outside of their home, especially if they weren't royals. So if there were peasants, they had to stay in peasant place over in the corner in a little dusty place.
Okay,
and
well,
they had
that's
to clean
fine.
up.
That's fine. What about the Greeks and Romans? And even you see it in history books and especially in movies when they're doing it, they got the little boy toy that they're sleeping with on the side.
But that's where the whole concubine came from. A mistress was a side woman. A concubine was actually the side dude. Now, if you want to go ahead and look up that Valentine's, where's the origination of Valentine's Day?
Well, from what I understand and what I remember, Valentine's Day initially came from two different places. One was said to originate from a massacre, and the other one was considered a pagan holiday ritual.
Now, the massacre was actually after the pagan holiday ritual because the individuals didn't agree with it, and they went ahead and took care of the thing. It was like, nah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, we just giving you a little history. I'm just saying. But
with the whole Valentine's thing, basically, you already have the Mother's Day and your anniversary, those things to celebrate the woman that you're with. So what do you do or what do you create to celebrate the man that you are with? That was what Valentine's Day was for. Valentine's Day was for your bisexual lover. It wasn't for the person that you're with on a regular basis. That's why they only got one day out of the year, because you spent the other 364 days acknowledging the person that you were with.
moving along, there's some things that I just can't argue and fight with. Listen, I find, and it may be contradictory, it may be even wrong, but it's my opinion. Doesn't make it right or wrong, just the way I feel and think. I think bisexuality for a woman, in my personal opinion, I think is a beautiful thing. Women are sensual, curvy. Oh my God, I can't even describe sometimes how a woman makes you feel when you see that beautiful black woman. And God forbid it's two of them and they interacting together. So I, as a man, feel that if another man is with a man, to me, you're gay. And I have nothing against gay. I don't consider you bi. You have a choice, and that is your right to be with whoever you feel like. But I feel if you're with that man at that moment, you're gay. And then you're with that woman, okay, you're a man. But your ability to change your mind or switch, as you put it, that's up to you. I'm just going to put it straight out there. I'm always going to be with a woman. I'm always going to be with a woman. To the day I die, and I can't even move my damn hips, and all I can do is lay on my back, and she can ride the hell out of me, I'm going to be with a woman. So, as again, Sweet's doing that, she's doing that shit she always does. She pulls up.
Sexual love, baby.
She pulls up pictures and shows them to me right in the middle of me saying something to catch me off guard. She does it every time.
Because
Damn her.
when you're distracted.
Just damn you. Okay? But I think personally that women have been more bisexual longer than men have. I personally think that. I think it was more hidden through time. I think it was more hidden.
Well, for women, it was hidden. For men, it was unacceptable. Period. Because you got to think, even when you go back to slavery and all these other things, a man would not cheat on his wife with the wench, but he'll watch the wench with another wench and put them together for the
Right.
thrill. So it wasn't just hidden. It was a prize. It was secret sexual arousal. It was a taboo. But for men, if it was even a thought, you were stoned. You were castrated. You were a threat because back in the day, if you were a gay man, you were automatically a pedophile.
You know, in some cultures,
Mine.
even still today, they still do the stoning and castration. And even for women.
Yes.
Even for women. I think you were telling me in the islands that a gay girl, no, that's just not the way it was.
Exactly. I mean, even with a lot of the Caribbeans, South Africa, they are killing gay people.
Right.
Before it was incarceration. Now you off with your head. The Haitians, it's a big thing in Haiti, especially in Jamaica.
Oh, yeah, because my Jamaican
Botswana.
girlfriend, she was bi, but she told me she never acted on it
Yes.
while she was there.
A
Not until she got to the
Bosman
States.
is a curse to himself and his whole family. Same as a bisexual woman. So each culture is different. But when you're in the Caribbean, a man is part of being a man is having children and having a woman, having a wife. So
Right.
if you deny those things, you're denying your manhood. Therefore, you no longer have value in life.
In that society.
And yeah, and that's how it's looked at. In North Africa, they have, I think, a couple of places that are helping, a couple organizations that are helping bisexual and gay men leave the continent because they're feared for their safety.
Oh, I know we weren't able to on the last show, which was on Wednesday. Were you able to pull up any stats for bisexuality by country or by state, where which ones were listed, or because I would like to truly know how the United States ranks and how we against other countries and how the states are ranked. Because I remember when we did this show about anal sex, it done it by country and they did it by state and everything. So I was hoping we could possibly find something close to that.
Now, for the states in the United States, supposed to be, but we're not too united.
At this moment.
For our top 4, number 4 is Hawaii.
Bisexuality?
LGBT, period.
Okay.
Because as I've learned, there's no way of just looking up
I got you.
bisexuality.
I got
It
you.
has
I
to
got
be
you.
in the
You have to list it all.
LGBT,
Okay.
Category. So you have number 4 is Hawaii. Their total adult population is just over 1.4 million, and there's 3.8% identify as part of the LGBT community, which is a lot when you only dealing with 1.4 million people and you got 3.8. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot because you look at
Because you have
5% of
such a
them.
small-
Yeah.
Right. You
Right.
have such a small population. And number 3, Georgia.
Stop lying. We made the top
Told
5.
you. I thought they were going to be in the top 2. You got
Wow.
Georgia. It says 4%, but I know that.
That can't be correct.
Well, no. Here go the statistics though, because for Georgia, the total adult population is 10.3, but just in Metro Atlanta, is 6.5.
Right.
So you got to think that other 3.8 million people are in the suburbs. So if you got 4%, that means that whole 4% is in Atlanta.
Man. Yeah, because I was just saying.
Yeah, so it changes the ratio when you look at the metropolitan area because we know what the stats are versus the suburb areas. And the number 2 is Florida.
You know what? I don't know why Florida didn't come to mind, but it should have because it is a port of entry. I slept on Florida too because Florida is a huge, huge port of entry for multicultural diversity races.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sorry, Florida. I love you. Been wanting to move there for a very long time, but I slept on you. My apologies.
And he want to sleep in you instead.
Yes, I do, especially Miami because, I got some things planned for you girls. Go on with it, though. Who's number 1?
And the number 1, D.C., the District of Columbia.
Get the hell out of here.
Now, check this out.
You politicians up there sucking dick.
You ain't never heard of Anthony Weiner?
Come on, you guys up there sucking. That's why we can't get no laws passed. Y'all talking about. Now I understand what it means to be bipartisan now.
But,
I know what it means to be bipartisan.
But the kicker is D.C. is not even a state.
That is true. It's a district.
That's the kicker.
It's a district.
They don't even have 1 million people in D.C. So when you look at the numbers, there's 681,170 adults by population, and their percentage of LGBT community is 8.6.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Bipartisan party of 681,000. Your table is ready. Bipartisan party. Your table is ready.
So
there's a lot of
But here it is.
That's why we can't get no laws
They've
passed.
been fighting this whole LGBT thing for years and years and years. Then they get upset with President Obama because he's doing this, he's doing this, he's doing this. Whereas most of y'all motherfuckers live right there in D.C. They just didn't want to be outed.
That's it.
That's what it was. So now with a couple of stats with some countries.
All right.
So what do you have for your guess for your top 5?
My top 5 countries. Okay. First country would probably be Thailand. Second country would probably be Russia. Third country would probably be, what's that country right on the outside of Mongolia? Oh, I can't even think.
I ain't know about no damn Mongolia. I ain't never been there before.
No, it's a country just on the right side of Mongolia. I'm seeing the map in my head, and I can't think of the name. But that's the way I would go. Go ahead and hit it with it.
All right, so we have number 10 with the highest population of LGBT community, United Kingdom. 1 out of every 20 men are gay.
United Kingdom?
Yep.
The
I
United
think it's
Kingdom.
probably because it's the capital, the fashion capital of the world. That's not hard to believe for me.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Definitely not hard for me to believe.
Number
And
9.
Number 9, Taiwan.
Damn, I slept on. I meant to mention Taiwan, because Thailand, Taiwan, because they got a lot of girl boys.
Girly boys.
Yeah.
I know Bangkok. That's what all their tourism is based off of the whole. What is it? The trans guys.
Yes.
Ladies.
Boy, girls, girl, boy, something. But it's spelled BOI.
I call them shim.
Okay.
They're shims. They she's and hims at the same time.
Shim.
They are shims.
Okay.
That way, you don't have to be politically correct. You don't have to know which one came first. At the end of the day, they are both, and it's a funnier word to say. So,
all right, moving on to number 8.
the Philippines. Wasn't that in your top 5?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so let me read this to you really quickly. I thought this was amusing. The beautiful country is also one of the friendliest when it comes to
I
treating
guess
their
so.
gay population. In the last decade, the gay population of the Philippines has really skyrocketed. Experts are not sure about the growth, but it is estimated that there are more than 804,000
Almost
gay men in this country.
Almost a million.
That's 1 out of every 16 men are gay in the Philippines.
Wow. That mean
Wow.
that's a lot of Filipino pussy I could
No.
hit.
I just figured it out. That's why they are number one for mail order brides, because they don't have no husbands left.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of Filipino pussy to get up.
See,
I know what I'm doing.
about-
Soon as the show is over, I'm going on a Filipino website.
Well, they say Filipino girls are flexible.
Well, there's a guy who's the next door neighbor of my ex-girlfriend, who I won't say her name, but his name's Danny, and he has had 3 Filipino brides in the last 5 years, and they have ranged from 18 to 24. And when one doesn't do what he says, he divorces her and gets rid of her, and goes and picks up another one.
Where can I find me a mail order husband?
It ain't in the Philippines.
No.
Damn
it's
show
not.
ain't in the Philippines.
So,
Number 7.
for those who are just tuning in, we are on number 7 of our top 10 countdown of the countries with the biggest gay populations with the LGBT community.
All right. Gay and
number 7
bisexual.
is India, the largest democratic country in the world. It's also the 7th spot on our top 10 countries with the biggest gay and bisexual population in the world. India is a secular country, and the gay culture is really becoming a norm there. 1 out of every 14 men is gay. So, I want to know.
I would expect that
if
because
it's-
they hang together a lot. The men hang in groups. They go smoking together. They go. The women stay at home and cook or clean, and then the guys hang out in smoking groups. They go to smoking little places, cafes, and have coffee. So I didn't expect
and then
that because
they
of
have
the
wives at home.
right. But I didn't really expect that one to fall in there because they are so strong about it. But India is changing. India's culture is changing so drastically because they are becoming so Americanized.
They are. And drum roll, please.
Number 6.
Your United States.
Damn, we didn't even make the top 5.
I'm glad. That means there's a husband out there for me somewhere that is not bisexual, that is not gay.
Okay, I figure we hit the top 5.
You trying to find as many bisexual women as you can.
Yes.
Selfishness.
At this point, I'm trying to be. I've earned it.
Number 5 is France.
I expected that. I did. did.
It's probably the least tolerant LGBT culture country on the list, but it has numbers that are likely to surprise you. 1 out of every 10 individuals identify with the LGBT community.
But it's the least tolerable?
Yes.
No, I didn't expect to hear that.
Off the list, it says. So out of these 10, France is the least tolerable. But
Did
we're
not expect to
done.
hear that. Didn't expect to hear that. But,
So,
hey.
Now we get to the top 4.
All right. Come on, girl. Bring it home.
Canada, number 4, the coolest country on the list. Who said Canada was the coolest country?
Not me, but I damn sure didn't expect them to be. You know what? That is true. You know
But
why?
They
Because
have a large.
you know why?
gay
Because that started
and
back in the
bisexual.
30s, 40s, and 50s. A lot of gay couples and black and interracial couples
We're going
were.
up there for Pride. They actually started.
No, they were
Pride.
actually moving there and running there to be safe.
Well, I know that Canada was the first place that established the whole Pride festival and the Pride Week thing.
Right.
For the LGBT community. And I know that Toronto and Ontario are huge with the whole LGBT thing. Being a heterosexual, you will be a minority in Toronto or Ontario.
Well, that being said, I remember through history, and I do remember through time, that if you were an interracial couple or you were a runaway slave, most of them ran to Canada for safety. So I can expect and would believe that Canada would be a place for bisexuality and gayness. I can believe that because a lot of them have, over the years until it became legalized, they went there to live comfortably and without judgment.
Number 3.
Hold up, 3.
Italy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Italy. Yep.
Forget about it.
So,
Come on, forget about it.
Statistics states 1 out of every 8 individuals
They
identify
didn't even go
with
to
the
10. They just said 8.
LGBT community. That's a lot, man. So that means you got to have a lot of kids just to kind of like mess up the stats for the next generation. Wow.
Really
Number
didn't- I
10?
didn't- I-
Number two. The Netherlands.
Netherlands never even came to mind. You know how damn
Netherlands.
cold it is in the Netherlands, how spaced out, how much wild in the Netherlands. You could drive for hours before you see shit in the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. So, the Netherlands is not too far behind Italy, with 1 out of every 7 individuals identifying with the LGBT community. It's also one of the friendliest gay countries in Europe. Gay marriages are legal in the country for years, and the gay population in the Netherlands has hardly ever has to face any racial remarks or comments.
You know what? Side note on Netherlands. You ranked in the top 5 on ass. Side note on Netherlands. Okay? You ranked when it came to bestiality in the top 7.
It goes down in the Netherlands.
Okay? Whatever the hell y'all doing in the Netherlands, I need to go. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Everything is accepted in the Netherlands,
Netherlands.
so far.
Because they were rated in ass porn and ass, and then bestiality. We were just talking about them passing the laws. Wow.
Our number 1 country for the biggest gay population, along with the LGBT identification in the world, is China.
Get the freak out of here. I knew you was going to say Russia. I was waiting for Russia to come off. China.
Number 1 on our list of 10 countries with the biggest LGBT population in
And
the world
bisexuality.
is
China.
For some, this might come as a surprise, as China is not known as a country that supports or promotes topics like gay, lesbian, bisexual. But since it is the biggest population on Earth,
I'm talking about in the billions,
it also
billions.
has the highest number of gay people, so that makes sense. Even though it's not tolerated, but they have the highest number, and it's 1 out of 6.
And they still rank up there in the top when it comes to being smartest. Smartest. Oh.
Now, being an individual, I have yet to go to China, but I've been.
Same here.
No, I've been to Taiwan. I've been through China, but not like to stay. I went like
Or to hang out for a
2
week
days.
or a couple
I
days.
went for like 2 days.
Yeah.
But that was work. But in Taiwan, they have the burlesque places, but most of them are for bisexual individuals. They're not for heterosexuals. Because they save the prostitutes for you, so you have to get your girl off the street. But because the LGBT community needs to be protected,
Wow.
they actually have brothels just for the gay people, so they can. It's like you'll go in like through a restaurant through the side door and go downstairs and all that other stuff, and they have this whole other shindig going on. But if you wanted to just have some random sex type of joint, then it gives you a prostitute off the street. But if you're a bisexual gay guy, you will actually have a safe place to go so you can be protected.
I mean, wow. I really didn't expect to hear that from China. I thought more so it would be Russia or one of those places like that, or Prague or Afghanistan or Serbia. Something that has a lot of men who are medium type buff men who play rough by day and by night they doing their thing, but
they playing too much rugby.
Yeah, okay, China, do your thing. Listen, all we trying to say is this: whatever it is you do with whoever it is that you do it with, that's your business, as long as you ain't breaking the law and hurting anybody. We have nothing against bisexuality.
I do.
Okay, she may, but the world is changing and evolving, and Generation X and the millennials, they're a whole new group and breed of people. They don't think and do things the way that us oldies, as we would put it, do. I can be more accepting because I grew up my grandmother raised me with a very open mind. She believed in God, and we went to church, we went to Bible study, we went to choir rehearsal and all that. But as a man who got out of his neighborhood and got to travel the world, you see different things, and you either learn to be diplomatic and accept those things, or you should shut yourself off to the world and just live in your own bubble. I'm not one of those guys. But I think personally that I can accept it from a woman. I'm not going to be that guy. And if I run across a woman who tells me, hey, I want to watch you, it turns me on, you my man, I love you, I'll do anything in the world for you, but I want to watch you suck another man's dick, or I want, I want to see you top another guy. I hate to disappoint you. We done.
I would love to disappoint you. Bitch, fuck your life.
Yeah.
But
we done.
The reason I have a problem with bisexuality and the whole gay LGBT thing is because I don't have any children yet. And if it's already hard enough to find a qualified guy with a job that
and a car in his house,
I can care less about the car and the house, but you got to have a job because I can't take care of no grown man. But that's respectable, that has a relationship with his parents, that knows how to open doors, and you know what I'm saying, those kind of things. But then you still be a roughneck at the same time. Like, I want that balance. But if it's already hard enough for me to find that, but then now I have to sift through the guys that like other guys. So it doesn't have anything to do with you and your preference. It has to do with me creating a nation, building a nation, having children.
Well, you already got a problem anyway.
With being born to have children, and I can't achieve that because I choose to be with straight men.
You got a problem anyway.
That's my only problem with the bisexuals.
You have a problem anyway, as I would say. You're in Atlanta. You know what the ratio of women to men is here?
Yes, I do.
16 to 1.
But
so you got competition out the ass.
I don't care about the competition. Because my thing is this. I'm a bad chick.
Oh, I'll give you that.
Period. So I don't
close on and close off. I give you that.
OMG. I don't have to compete with anyone. See, the thing is, if a woman competes, it's because she chooses to do so. Now, I don't believe in monogamy unless you're married. So before you're into an exclusive relationship, before you get engaged, there's no reason to be monogamous. That's how I feel. But if I have to worry about you with women and men, I can compete with a woman. There's a woman I can cook better than. There's a woman I can look better than. There's a woman I can act better than. But I cannot serve you no dick. I don't have one.
You got a strap on.
Period. But it ain't the same. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't be gay. They'll just be extreme in the bedroom. So I look at it like I cannot compete with another man. Because I've never been an insecure individual, but it wouldn't technically be insecurity if you're worried about your dude being bisexual. It'd be paranoia.
Well, then I think, doesn't that same fall for me? I can't compete with another woman.
I understand that. But the thing is, you don't have a problem with bisexuality because it suits you.
Right.
I have a problem with bisexuality because it leaves me out.
Wow.
And I want to have children one day, and it's really making it hard because there's not
what's the old saying?
Straight men left.
What is that old saying? Only a woman knows how to satisfy a woman?
Fuck that. Look, I am very articulate, sweetheart. I can make you understand.
Practice makes perfect.
You damn right.
We can keep practicing.
Like I told somebody, I will take my ex back over and over and over again because I love him before I go outside of myself and try something new, not knowing what to expect.
Well, you know what? Consistency and comfortability.
It's just fine for me.
Yeah, they make fine bedfellows because you know what you're getting. You know where you stand. You know what to expect.
I don't need an excuse. Even my gay girlfriend, she tells me, well, girl, I think you just might as well just get you a woman. I mean, you were in that relationship for so long and you didn't get what you wanted out of it. I'm just saying, you know, maybe you should give it a try. So it's like people have these casual conversations, like I'm leaving GM and going to a foreign car. Like, you know, you done tried that GM all these years, girl. All these.
You might want to try this. You want to try this Jag now.
You might as well, you know, go ahead and try you a Porsche or a Jag. And go, you know, like that's how people talk about bisexuality these days.
Well, okay. As always in every show, as I made it very clear to you, my girl Sweets has a medical background. Now, I want to know the good and the bad of bisexuality, whether it's a man or a woman. Because I know for a fact that if I'm a man sleeping with another man and then I go sleep with another woman, there's a possibility of transmitting something. I know if there's another woman, I'm sleeping with two women sleeping together and then come to their man, there's a possibility of an infection. You know, the STD from man to man to woman. So, I mean, go ahead and break it down, Sweets. I mean, you always do, and you keep it so tight and real on that.
When it comes to the medical aspects of bisexuality, the warnings are the same for heterosexual. The same thing that you get from a bisexual relationship, you can get from a heterosexual relationship because that's most likely how they got it in the first place. But condoms, especially for males, are a big deal for the simple fact that males transmit quicker, faster because you have more bodily fluids than women. The average male can ejaculate up to 2 teaspoons of ejaculate, of cum at a time. So that's more opportunities for viruses, diseases, and disorders. You also have fissures and things on your anus when you're having anal sex. It goes back to the lube thing. For women, medically, you do have to worry about a lot of herpes in the woman-on-woman relationship because you're putting your mouth in those places majority of the time, whereas a heterosexual relationship isn't primarily based on oral pleasure. So you do have those breaks in between, you know. But then the more popular medical thing is when women are together, their cycles from estrogen will end up being on one accord. So if you're with another woman, your cycle are most likely going to sync with her cycle, and that's going to create a lot of
frustration,
emotional distress, and people forget that your emotions, your hormones are considered health factors. But you do want to be careful of drug disease factor. You want to have safe sex, whether it's with a heterosexual experience or a bisexual experience. Women, you do have dams that you can use for your vaginal area to prevent transmission of diseases and disorders. So you just play it safe, even if you're on the wrong team.
She had to throw that in at the last minute. Condoms. Okay? No glove, no love. All right?
Condoms are cheaper than common sense.
Thank you. And if you want to be smart about this and you are bi-curious, or it may be you're in college and you decide you want to try some things, come on. Take your partner. If they serious about you and they want to get to know you in that way, what's wrong with both of y'all getting tested beforehand? There's nothing wrong. That to me is a sexy thing for me and my woman to go down and get ourselves checked out. Because if we seriously want to move forward, we know where we're starting from. You know? There's such things as chlamydia and other diseases that you may not have a secretion.
They have super gonorrhea now.
You know, a man can hold these things for a year, just like a woman. You can hold on to these things for a year and be the carrier and no symptoms.
So you want to be careful, whether it's a hetero relationship or a bisexual relationship. You want to practice safe sex. You want to have good oral hygiene, especially when you're in these bisexual relationships, because a lot of them are primarily based on oral pleasure and things. So good oral hygiene is a must.
And another thing, too, you will see, and I've stated it continuously, there is more bisexuality going on now in the swinger lifestyle than I've seen. I've seen it grow in the last 5 years. So don't be offended if someone comes at you that way. Just politely and diplomatically let them know. Hey, I appreciate the comment, and I appreciate that the fact that you find me attractive, but it's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not going to fit together in that realm, and that's fine. It's not meant for everybody to fit together that way. You know, some people will find you more attractive than you think you are, and they come to you, and you're going to be like, what the hell? What in the fuck is wrong with you? You know, but attraction is a beautiful thing in any sense. Just be polite and let them know. Do your own thing. Do your own thing.
So you just made a discovery. Some bisexuality is just based on flattering.
Right. Right.
She flattered me, and it made me feel good. Now I'm curious. The fuck out of here.
Come on. But it is true. You know that. There are some people that is not as strong. There are some people who are easily influenced. There are some people who don't have a strong foundation, and they go with what makes them feel safe and comfortable within that group. There's people who follow the trends. There are people who follow the fads. You know, I mean, then there are people who genuinely feel, and I can't argue with you and say that you not feel that they were born this way and this is just who they are. That's whether you are or aren't, that's your thing. I'm not here to change your mind or discourage you. Okay?
Okay. With the whole born that way thing, I feel like if we can allow individuals to trade in their sexual orientation because they were born that way. They say, look, I was born a guy on the outside, but I feel like I'm a woman on the inside. I want to be a woman. I want you to respect me as a woman, and I want to be with men. That's what the guy says.
Right.
And I feel like I was born to be a physician. So why do I have to go to med school? I feel like I was born to be a physician. You should approach me and call me Dr. Sweets Jones, and the world should accept my position because I feel like I was born to be a doctor.
But you know what, Sweet? Okay, one is a state of mentality. The other one is educational.
Not necessarily, because you got the only.
Okay, now if you say I was born a witch doctor, I say go for it, Sweet.
It's still the same to me from where I come from, how I'm raised. A witch doctor, physician, the same thing. I'm not trying to sell drugs. I mean, I've sold drugs, but I'm not trying to sell drugs for the government. But I feel like you should be able to come to me. I should be able to put you on a holistic diet. I should be able to talk to you about your herbs and your vitamins and your nutrients and things, and I should be able to get paid from the insurance company. That's how I feel. I feel like I was born a physician, and damn it, you guys are going to call me that from now on. So we're just going to add LGBTQIAP for physician in that category because obviously I have to throw this into the sexual
sexual realm of things
in order to get my way. So
okay.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, government.
All right. There you got it from a girl, Sweet. If you're just tuning in, this is Nightlife 24/7. I'm your boy Mac, and I'm with my girl Dr. Sweets Joneson. And we're talking about bisexuality. Whether it's something you're born with, whether it's a trend, whether it's a fad, are you being influenced because of your other friends, of your cultural environment, or just the way you grew up and it made you feel this was something of who you are. It's just truly who you are. So I don't feel that I'm going to be able to change anyone's mind. And that's not my job. It's truly not my job to change your mind.
There are other things going on
in this world that are a lot more important. Okay, hunger, storms, death, plague.
Denial of me being a physician without going to med school.
Okay, but what I am going to say is, if you're a bisexual woman or a bisexual man, and you feel that's where you're most comfortable, do you. That's fine. Do you. All I'm saying is, be honest with yourself and be honest with the ones you're going to be with.
Men,
okay.
If you do choose to be bisexual, or gay, just let a woman know there's somebody for everybody. Whether you're heterosexual or not, there's someone for everyone. So please just be honest, because the last thing you want to do is lose your manhood because your woman didn't know you was bisexual.
God knows you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and it's laying next to you on the pillow. Okay? Because Lorena Bobbitt, they still calling those, there's women out there still doing that Lorena Bobbitt thing. Okay? But I'm going to put it out there. I'm looking for me a bisexual woman. Hell, I'm looking for two. I'm not being greedy. Those times when I'm busy and I'm not available to her because I'm doing the show or I'm out of town or hell, I'm just tired and I ain't in the mood. I want my woman to be taken care of. So
I totally understand. However, I'm in a very similar situation. I'm a heterosexual woman looking for two heterosexual males that don't mind sharing the same space. However, I do not want you guys to be bisexual. I just want you guys to tolerate sharing me.
See, we can all get along. This ain't a Rodney King situation where we got to beat each other down. We can all get along. That's all I'm trying to say. The world is changing. And, you know, I'm trying to tell you like this. Nobody can stay in the same place and expect to grow. All right? Very rarely do you see one blade of grass growing through a sea of concrete. Rarely do you see that. And you notice, if you do see it, it's always by itself. So we gotta be able to accept those who we don't understand. We gotta be tolerant of those who piss us off with their ideas and their beliefs. Okay? Because at some point, you gotta think about it. Somebody's looking at us the same way. So, that being said, how about you just sit down and communicate? Be upfront. Put it all out there on the line and let them make a decision whether they want to be with you or not, or whether or not they can accept you being bisexual. Sweets, why don't you go ahead and at this time go and hit them with our tags for us.
Nightlife247.com, spell out the number 7. And check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Nightlife247. Jump online, add to our conversations, and if it's on your mind, let's talk about it.
All right, folks. Pretty soon, we're going to be doing live calls. We're going to put it out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram when you guys can start calling in. And we look forward to your comments. Make sure when you actually go to our website and you listen to the episodes, check out the vlogs that go with those. Because at the end of every show, we do a vlog to give you some information to cover that subject that we talked about. Because we don't want you just jumping out there on your own. Sometimes some of you are still lost and confused, and we don't want you to feel like, how do I go about doing this? Or, wow, that was a great subject, but I need a little bit more. So we try to always give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And my girl Sweets always keeps it 1,000 with a little bit of medical background information.
Jonesin.
So you can't sit up and say we don't do our best to keep you informed. Now, that being said, you're grown folks, or some of you think you are, and you can only make decisions that affect you. But that's truly not right, because sometimes the decisions you make affect others. Take that into consideration when you decide to step to the other side. That being said, I'm Mac. This is my girl Sweets.
Dr. Sweets.
And we out. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your weekend.
We at Nightlife 24/7 appreciate you, our listeners, who has an open mind and heart and are able to listen, learn, and discuss those issues that affect you and your partner.
By discussing these issues, we hope to keep the lines of communication open to help inform you, our listeners, and our community. It's on your mind, so let's talk about it on Nightlife 24/7.